This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, Simon Gimel, Halachos Beis HaKisei Yud Zayin Sifim says how to conduct ourselves when we go to the bathroom. Sif Aleph, Kashay Konis LeBeis HaKisei, when a person goes into the toilet, into the bathroom, Yoima Hiskabtu Mechubodim Ba'achshav Le'Nagol Omrei, which basically means that there are malachim walking around with the person, and you're telling the malachim, it's based on the Gemara Brachos, that the malachim should stay outside. It says in Mishnah Berurah, Ki ein anu muchzakim liyirei shamayim shemalachim elavnu sanu. We don't hold ourselves with such yireim that malachim are accompanying us the whole time, and therefore the minhag is not to say this anymore. That we say that we're going to have to, wait outside. He's got a very interesting footnote here. That what about on Leil Shabbos? On Leil Shabbos, when we come home, the Gemara says that there are malachim escorting us. So we've seen that we do have malachim. So in footnote 1 in the Dirshu, he says this: But Leil Shabbos, kasheyetzim beis hakneses lebeisei, kasav lekaman sheshnei malachim melavim leisei. So the Ben Ish Chai says this: Shemalachim elu boim lechavod mitzvahs kiddush v'lo lekavod adam. Those malachim are coming to honor Shabbos and kiddush, and not to honor us. And therefore, gam kiyom he melav mes adam. Therefore, they still accompany the person on the way back. It's not because of us. It's not because of us. It's because of Shabbos. Mashain came malachim aboim lekavod ha'adam as a shemrei, but a malach to come to protect the person. Shepheim einon machzokim kayom. Interesting. He says in the shultz of the Shamas Chaim, shegam im bederech lebeisi b'leil Shabbos. What about you come home on Friday night and then you want to go to the bathroom? So there are malachim anyway there for Shabbos. So should you say to malachim, just wait a moment outside the bathroom? When you want to go to the bathroom, even in that situation, you don't do it. Because the malachim know what they've got to do. Fine. Interestingly, very, very interesting. Based on this, that we don't have malachim nowadays, we shouldn't hold ourselves to such high esteem. He quotes that the Chasam Sofer was noheg not to say Shalom Aleichem on Friday night, because he says shekayom ein malachim melavim esanu. He says actually nowadays, even on Friday night, malachim don't accompany us. However, he brings the Maharam Shik that the Chasam Sofer was noheg to say it quietly to himself. Right, Al Sinner, but Al Nova, he didn't do it out loud. Okay, carrying on. Sif base. A person should be modest in the Beis HaKisei, we shouldn't expose parts of his body until he needs to, until he is actually sitting down. Two people shouldn't go into the same bathroom together. You shouldn't speak in the bathroom. You should make sure the door is shut because of modesty. Says the Mishnah Berurah. A person shouldn't stand up when he's totally exposed. And he shouldn't go without another person into the bathroom. What if he's scared? What if it's, in those days when the Mechaber is talking based on the Gemara Brachos and the Shulchan Aruch himself, we're talking about bathroom situation was totally different nowadays. Baruch Hashem, if you even go back 100 years, it was a different world. But certainly in the times of the Mechaber 500 years ago, so what if you're going out to a field, you're scared, you're in the middle of nowhere. So what if can you go with another person? So based on the Gemara there in Brachos, that another person, whilst you're sitting in the bathroom, that another person can put his hand through a window and put his hand on your head, and apparently that is going to protect you. So long as he doesn't see the other person who you're putting your hand on his head, you don't see him exposed when he's going to the bathroom. But to actually go into the the toilet itself, the bathroom itself, even with your wife, but with a child who has not got das, then you're allowed to go into the bathroom with him. How old is Ein Bo Das? So he brings on the side there, he's a child who is too young to speak, then you can go into the toilet with him and change his nappy or do whatever he needs to do.
Is this talking kind of thing you do?
It seems so. But we're going to differentiate in a second.
What about special needs kids?
Yeah, that's all different. Yeah, that's different because they can't do it themselves. And so that's like helping them. Yeah, or a chayla or someone like that. Yeah. Huh?
Teaching the child.
Yeah.
No,
No, that would be okay. For a special needs child.
I'm saying for normal people, there's many people around.
Yeah, but again, nowadays we have cubicles and things like that. We're talking about going into the place where there's literally you're exposing yourself and going to the bathroom. And I think that could be, we'll talk more about defecate. Peru is lotion of defecate. And that could be more, that's gedolim rather than katanim. Yeah. Okay, lo yadaber. So you shouldn't speak. If there's a pressing need, then it's mutter ledaber. And why not? Why can't you speak when you go into the bathroom? So he says on the side there are two reasons. The Sefer Charedim says it's a sakana of shadim, etc., that can agitate shadim. And the Shulchan Aruch Rab says it's a problem of tznius. It's not just not appropriate, it's not tzanua to speak there. Continuing the Mishnah Berurah, kol zman she'ein nifna adayin. When you haven't yet defecated. When you're actually, going to the bathroom, you're actually defecating. It's also even the tzorech gadol you shouldn't speak. What if you can't close the door? The ish acher roitzelikonis, and another person wants to come in. So you sort of grunt, you sort of make a noise without speaking to just warn him off, saying that there's someone in here. However, women, when they go to the bathroom, again, we're talking about a beis hakisei of old, when they'd go into a field, and then women want to go together. Chazal said, on the contrary, women, when they go to relieve themselves in the fields, they should talk to each other. Why? That other people will hear their voice, and no other man will get near, and will be over the Issa of Yichud. Which implies that the two of them can go at a time to the Beis HaKisei. Okay, says the Mechaber, Sif Gimel. If a person wants to help himself, relieve himself, he can agitate the Piyat Abbas, the rectum, to open up his nekevov. You should do that before you sit down, because that is dangerous for kshofim. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sif Cotton Hay. In Eino Yochel Lifonos, if his person is unable to relieve himself, he's a bit constipated. Yelech Arba Amas, he should walk Arba Amas, not very fast, 6 to 8 feet. The Yeshev Yamid, or you should sit and stand. The Yeshev Achivna, sit and stand. Achayifna, so going for a walk or something like that will help a person. Yasiach Daitem Midvarim Acherim. Or you mesiach das, you just put your mind away from it. But you shouldn't be mafane, you shouldn't relieve yourself when you're standing up. Sif Dalet. Lo yegale atzma ki'im melachera. You should only expose yourself melachera of tefach, from behind one tefach, or melefonov tefachim, in front of yourself tefachim, two tefachs. The ish melachera of tefach and fanel klum, and a woman is those are the gedarim. Says Mishnah Berurah, tefach velo yoseh. Why not? Mishum tznius. Again, one shouldn't expose too much of the body more than is necessary. Or melefonov tefachim. But in front of a person, you should expose more of yourself. Since you're going to the bathroom to gedolim, which means to defecate, because there could be some sort of spray from the meiraglayim, from the urine, which would spray quite far. You should be and only expose a tefach in front. Below his skimu, many achronim do not agree with him. But one should be careful not to spoil, to let any meiraglayim fall on your shoes or on your clothes, etc. Sifhei. If you're going to the bathroom in an exposed place, where there are no walls or curtains, you should try and make sure that your face is south and your back is to the tzofa, to the north. Or the other way around. But to urinate, then b'chol in shari, that's always okay. Says Mishnah Berurah Megula. If it's protected, in other words, it's not fully exposed in a chotzer, then that would be okay. But that if it's in the middle of the chotzer, which is very exposed, then one should also not do it bein mizrach l'ma'arav. because you're exposed in that place. Unless you go against the wall where you're sort of more modest. If there's only even one wall on the west side, at least within 4 amos of it, so too, if the wall is on the mizrach, yeshiv v'samach you sit close to it, but acherev lemizrach on the back, your back is the mizrach. Because you're exposing yourself in front of it to the tzad to the west. When the Gemara tells us v'hashchina b'marav, and that the shechina is in that direction. If you can be machme, one should be machme. There's no shear for the height of the mechitza. Rak kol she'ein perua megula al yedei zeh. So long as you're covered, you're not being exposed, then that would be okay. Some say one should dafka do it. The Mechaber said you should do it. Your ponov should be facing the south from the acherev to the tzofan. But he says that one should preferably not. But tovli zoy bezeh. In Mizrach, but between east and west, because the shechina is in the west. But feeling machaz upon of lemarav also. The Mizrach shu neged marav yesh legam kein kedusha. It's got something for kedusha. Let's just do one more sif. V'chein also lishain be Mizrach lemarav. When you position your bed, you should not sleep in the direction of between Mizrach and Marav. If your wife is there, but nachin izayah feel kashein ishtem, then one should be careful even if your wife is not there. It says in the Mishnah Rak yechaven she'erosha lamitzah letzofan. Preferably, your head should be on the north, and your feet should be facing south. He says in Parshas Bamidbar, she'erosha marglaseh al mitzah. Your head and your feet should be on the bed. Zel mizrach v'zel marav. V'hiskim sham she'yarosh lemarav. Your head should be in the marav. V'chein kosav baras Chaim v'shem kamachrin. V'mikol makom toiv yoseh lechatchila lina k'shulchan aruch. You should try and behave like the Shulchan Aruch, i.e., your bed should be facing north to south, with your head in the north and your feet in the south. Because that's also the intention of the Zohar, is like the Gemara. But even if your wife is not there, you should still be knowing this. When should be machmeh? Only when you're undressed, or there are no sheets or something covering the bed. But otherwise, one doesn't have to machmir about this. Okay, we'll end it there.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.